While investigating botted positive reviews, did the internet stumble upon a money laundering scheme using Steam? Let's check it out. What's up, YouTube Nation? Hobbs here. This is kind of an impromptu video I'm throwing together concerning a thread I saw on the Steam Reddit page about some developers purchasing positive reviews. And after going through all the different comments and everything, I came across another comment which talked about a game that has DLC for $100. And my former police officer senses started tingling, and I decided to do the math on it and everything else, and it looks pretty legit. So right off the bat, the first thing I want to say is all credit for the research and all that other good stuff goes to everybody in this Reddit thread. I'll throw the link in the description of how you can find it. It was started by Cafeteria with too many F's and too many T's in his name. So go there, check that out, and see for yourself. So yesterday, a couple of threads popped up about a certain game called Zombie Rush that obviously had botted positive reviews. They had, for whatever way, paid for or whatever, a bot service to come in and leave tons of positive reviews for their game. And if the internet's good at anything, it's good at investigating people that collectively it doesn't see as good people. We've seen it 1,000 times all over the internet. Somebody says something that a bunch of people don't agree with, and the next thing you know, their home address and phone number are popped up somewhere. So the internet, in this and a few other threads, started doing some research on this. What they found was several games who are using the same Steam group, that is obviously bots, trying to get or getting positive reviews. This Ryan B. Forever, I'm guessing is his name. He posted a few base Squad 49 Zombie Rush, which was the original topic of discussion, and then Land of Devastation. He also posted Spooky Heroes, White Force, and RX Squad, and some others that he found. As far as green lights go, these were green lights votes that they had purchased through these bots. So people started looking at the group. All of the members of this group are basically, I think, Pokemon names with XYZ added to them somewhere in there. And it couldn't be any more obvious if O.J. Simpson had done it. You can see the majority of them are logged in and out, or at least in this instance, logged out at the same time. 18 hours, 52 minutes, 18 hours, 52 minutes, 18 hours, 52 minutes, 18 hours, 52 minutes, on and on and on. 27 hours and 39 minutes, 27 hours and 39 minutes, and it goes on and on and on. Of course, so incredibly unlikely that a random group of friends would log in and out at the exact same time. Little further research observed all of those same friends idling in Electric Zombies, the game. All of them idling at the same time. Can we make that bigger? Oh, yeah. All of them idling at the exact same time in the same game. So this is obviously super obvious, that this is being done. Now, thanks to the community, it didn't take long before Steam shut down that group, which is good. And I'm sure they are researching what to do to the different games that use this service. But when I was reading this thread and coming across, the different parts of it, one thing really stood out to me. So in all their research, the original starter of the thread, Cafeteria, noted another game that looked strangely similar to Zombie Rush. That was the game Lemurzin, which is a strange side-scrolling, up and down, avoid the traps 2D game, which has mostly positive reviews, which are quite skeptical, you think it's a little off. The game cost $1.99. But you can get DLC for this game, amazingly enough. What kind of DLC, you ask? Well, it replaces the little helicopter that the lemur wears on his head with a dried pterodactyl. How much does that cost? $100, $99.99 for this $2 game. The DLC cost $100. So instantly my police sense started thinking. It just didn't seem right. Of course, I'm sure it didn't seem right to you. I worked in white collar crime some, and what this looked like to me instantly was a money laundering scheme. Now, bear with me. What is a money laundering scheme? Well, that's where, let's say you have some money that you obtained in an illegal fashion, and you need to somehow turn that money into legal money, to where if somebody was to look at it, they would say, oh, okay, well, he got that money from this good thing, not the bad thing that you took. So how does that play into Steam? Well, $99 DLC. So let's say I have some money that I got in a bad way. I need it to be good money. So what I could do is, using multiple accounts, bots, whatever you want, I could purchase this DLC for $99.99, let's say $100. The developer then gets that money. He gets $100. I do this several times to build up money. Then that developer turns around and writes me a check for equivalent to what, all the DLC that I purchased, and calls it, he wrote it because of services rendered. Maybe he says, well, he wrote me some software, or he cleaned up some bugs, or he did some beta testing or something like that. Now, the money that I obtained from the developer is clean because I got it for a legitimate reason. And the money that the developer obtained from me that was once dirty is now clean because, hey, he just got it from somebody buying DLC. Now everybody's happy. The developer, quote unquote, would keep a certain percentage, maybe 5%, just for his troubles. And the bad guy who originally had the bad money would now have clean money and be able to do whatever he wanted with it. And no strings attached. Nobody could look at it. And looking at this, I really feel like that's what this particular instance is all about. So I did a little bit of math. I looked at the bot group and kind of roughly came up with how many people were in it. And I came up with 190 roughly. Then with that DLC that is $100, I kind of calculated that out, which it's not like it's tough, and came up with a sum of about $19,000. So this one individual's group with all of these bots could have each one of these bots purchase this DLC for $99.99 and instantly launder about $19,000 worth of money. It sounds simple because it is simple. And that is the only thing I can think of as to why a $2 game would have $100 DLC. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, hey, post in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some other reason why you would have $100 DLC for this little 2D game. I doubt it, though. So the internet, once again, has stumbled across some people doing some bad things. I do apply to Steam. They very quickly shut down the group, although I see, let's see, this is the individual that ran the group. And I see that his profile is still active, but I'm sure they're investigating that quickly. Why does it matter just in positive review purchasing? Well, because there are so many indie developers who get buried by things like that. You have an indie developer that works really hard on a game, really works at making a good game and getting it greenlit and getting it out there, and it ends up getting buried by another developer who purchases a service like this. And trust me, if he purchases this service, it's not the only one he's purchasing. He's going to 3 or 4 different sellers of positive reviews. So it needs to be stopped. It looks like Steam's doing something about it. But what really got me was this $100 DLC. Like I say, the only thing that I can imagine it being used for is as a money laundering scheme using Steam. It's not that difficult. I apologize for the editing of the video. I've kind of thrown this together. My wife and my daughter are at the pool, waiting on them to get back. I don't have a bunch of time to throw together edits or stuff like that. I don't have a script. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, but I do appreciate you sticking around and watching. I'll throw a link to that original thread in the description so you can go check it out. Once again, all the credit for finding all this stuff and putting it all together goes to the guys in that thread. They did an awesome job. And I really appreciate it. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you wish, but you never have to. I'll talk to you again soon.